Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
What's going on, everybody? It is that time of the week. Time for your favorite podcast, the SHW podcast. This is our wrestling. I'm B-Double, Brandon Benefield, alongside the great GB Gerard Bonner and the beautiful Diana Michelle. You guys, we are 1 week away from SHW57, but before we get into all that, how's everybody doing? Do you have good Thanksgivings? How's everybody living?
Man, living large. I'm talking about large in these britches. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I said I wasn't going to gain no weight, but I can't say that I didn't.
Gotta put them stretchy pants on. Yeah, stretchy pants. I get it.
Been living in them all week long. But it was good. It was good. It was a good week. Family and friends and food and naps and
Owen's in the background cracking a cold one.
He is cracking a cold one. God, I have a good microphone.
That's good.
And now he's pouring it as we just
all good.
Anyway, it was good. This week has been flipping freezing, so I'm not happy. But all in all, it's been good. Missed y'all.
Missed y'all. GB.
Yeah.
I won't get into too much, but we're glad to see you. We love you. How you doing?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. I think I told you guys before. You never know what'll happen in any given moment. So always, love your people, be with your people. I had an eventful Thanksgiving week, for sure.
To say the least.
Yeah, it was eventful. I didn't eat nearly as much food. They tell me I lost weight. So, I'm by any means necessary.
Going through what you went through to lose weight, no thanks.
No,
I'm good.
I'd prefer not to, but hey, it's all good. I'm feeling great, and I'm really looking forward to next week. This has been a very interesting week. On a lot of fronts all over the world. Very interesting week. So I'm really glad that we're here and that we're only 7 days away from being together again for SHW.
That's right. Diana posted it best on social media. The band is back together.
We're back.
On December 8th, live and in living color at the Action Building for SHW57. And tonight, we are going to preview that stacked card. 7 big matches have been announced. So what do you say we get to it, huh?
Let's do it.
So one match that, we don't even know officially who's going to be in this match except for one person. That is the winner of last month's huge main event, the 3 Stages of Hell match. Nagicism came out victorious, and now Nagicism is laying out an open challenge to anyone in the back. And now I'm just like, who in the world is going to answer this? For a guy that just came off an incredible and insane, if you haven't seen it, go watch it on IWTV, but an insane 3 Stages of Hell match. It was absolutely well, before we go any farther, look who we got here.
You know what? It's open challenge.
Now look, did he just accept
He might answer the open challenge.
Here's the thing. Game on? He says game on. You hear that, Nagicism? You hear that, Naja? Jax is coming for you.
Challenge? Yeah. Game on.
Game on.
You know what? And we're going to talk about Ashton Starr here in a little bit. Now, Ashton is the star of the show, but I got to tell you, I think Jax is the new star of the show.
Jax is.
Game on.
He needs a mic and a set of headphones.
GB's like, I'm just trying to do my show.
Listen, I worked out all kinds of things with him, made deals, everything. He's been quiet all day. And now,
but look, now he has an opportunity for the world to see him. So
I really gave up.
Why did you give up?
I gave up because I wish that I was Kenny acceptable.
Yeah.
My sit too, but have a goal set.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Now listen, Daddy. Can Daddy finish the show now, please?
Okay. I guess.
All right. Go back out, and I'll give you a treat when we get done.
Jax, you're the man.
Ooh.
Huh?
So big nerd.
Well, you have to be out there and stay out there.
I love this.
You'll try.
And there's Owen. Owen's in the house
All
too.
Right.
We're getting cameos from all over the place. Owen's here. Jax is here.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Wait, so have y'all started?
Oh,
Yes.
This is funny.
Thank you.
So
We have
anywho,
family.
like
Yes,
I
we do.
said,
Awesome.
like I said, Ashton is the
Anybody
star of
could
the show.
answer the they
Yeah.
can answer the open challenge.
But I think Jax over the last, because was it last week or the week before when he jumped on as
Week
well?
before.
Week before.
Yeah.
I think Jax
Yeah.
might be the new star of the show. So Ashton might need to look out, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. He might.
But we'll get to
Well,
Ashton here in a little bit.
I was gonna say now Nagicism has gone viral for losing to a 3-year-old. So
That's true.
It could happen.
Don't sit no open challenge around here because it will be answered.
It will be answered. So
And
I don't see any stipulations on this open challenge.
4.
It has to be somebody from the back.
Yeah. So Jax is 4, so that's even more dangerous than a 3-year-old.
It is more dangerous than a 3-year-old. That's for sure. Yeah.
But what do we think? Nagicism, open challenge. I mean, coming off of an insane, like I said, it's on IWTV. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. 3 stages of hell, absolutely crazy. And he was victorious. We saw him come off the top of the wall, 15 feet down below through the table through Owen Knight.
After the match was over.
After the match was even over. And so, I mean, just crazy. A daredevil. I mean, I don't know. Who's crazy enough to answer this challenge? That's what I want to know.
Well, what's funny is after you win such a huge match in a rivalry or whatever, you kind of want to move on to maybe a title match yourself and you challenge somebody. But he's challenging anybody to challenge him. Or you know, like, come get me. Because obviously I'm the man right now. So that's kind of cool. That's cool. I don't know who's going to step up to that plate, but
I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
These open challenges get very, very dangerous because anybody could answer. And, you know, Nagicism, you know, to your point, Diana, when you are finished with one thing, you kind of want to tie a bow and move on. And considering we're at the end of the year, one would think, okay, he might make his intentions known to go after a championship, the Jake the Snake Legacy title, the SHW title, maybe even get a tag partner and go after the tag titles. But I don't know. It feels like he's got another chip on his shoulder. And he's actually had this chip going back to Rumblejack, if you remember, where he felt like he was being overlooked and, you know, and all that type of thing. So this war with Owen, I think, is over. I don't know. And I say I think because who knows if Owen wants to answer it again. I feel like these two guys will be fighting until the end of time. So I don't know if it'll ever be over. But whoever chooses to answer this challenge, they may pick the right time because I wonder if Nagicism has even healed from that crazy battle and even from the mental scars that go on there with him. So this is going to get really interesting. I got no clues who could answer this one, but whoever it is better come ready.
Right.
Yeah, and I know we'll probably maybe not next week because it'll be the live pre-show for SHW57, but maybe the week after or the week after that because we'll do the post-show. Then anyways, we'll get there. But what I was going to get to was the GWH awards are coming up, and I was thinking about that because you mentioned this feud between Owen Knight and Nagicism has been going on for so long and could continue to go on from here. We don't know, but in my mind, that's it for feud of the year for 2023. In my opinion, I think that's got to take the cake because it started all the way back in November of 22. You know, through that best of 7 series, through feuds and matches all over other promotions all over the Southeast. So I just think, but we'll get to that topic a little later on, maybe in a couple of weeks, talking about the awards coming up. But yeah, Nagicism, open challenge, going to be good. I'm excited to see who in their right mind will accept it. This crazy guy coming off a huge victory last month in the main event. But moving on down the card, a couple more guys that were there last month that will be returning. We actually found out at the last show, Alexander Lev comes out after the match between Rob Killjoy and Hunter James, and he let everybody know that management had already made it official and given him his first, I guess it's kind of like his debut match because it's actually the first time it's been announced on the card prior to the show. He's ended up in a couple of impromptu matches at a few shows, but this is the first time he's actually on the main card, announced ahead of time, and he said that he'll be taking on the Duckman, Rob Killjoy. And I mean, Killjoy's no pushover. I mean, he had a great match with Hunter James, and every time he's there, he may not have the best record in SHW, but he always puts up one heck of a fight no matter who he's facing. And Lev always ends up on the kind of the bad side of trouble, it seems like, in these impromptu
He
matches.
asked for it.
He does. And so I'm not sure if he knows what to expect, what he's going to get into when he takes on Rob Killjoy coming up next Friday.
The faithful one against the quack addict.
The quack addict.
The quack addict. Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to be,
GB's taking care of business, but Diana, go ahead.
He is, but well, he's still with us. He's still with us.
Yeah.
With this, I mean, we all saw Alexander Lev on NWA recently.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. It's always cool to see people out there. But this is Rob Killjoy. He's been around a long, long time. And like you said, he always puts on a good show, a good fight. And I don't see this being an easy, let me just go get the duck man. This is not going to be just,
That's the thing. I feel like Lev. Yeah, I feel like Lev in his head has this idea of, I'm going to come in here and it's going to be a cakewalk. He comes in. I will give him this. He's
not paying attention if that's the case.
I will give him this. He's very confident. We've noticed that whenever he comes in, for some reason, somehow or another, and I know it's not you, Diana, but somebody in the back always ends up giving him a live mic somehow. And he comes out. He's not lacking confidence. I will give him that.
No,
but again, taking on the ugly duckling, I don't know, man. What do you think, GB?
Yeah, here's the thing that scares me about Alexander Lev. It's people like him who are seemingly overlooked and unlikely that always find a way to win. And, the crazy part is, since none of the other encounters were official, it makes me wonder, now that he finally has a match on the card, what's he going to do? Excuse me. I'm sorry. My son just answered the door out of nowhere. Excuse me.
Do what you got to do, buddy. We will continue. But GB's right. I mean, he feels overlooked. It is what it is. Like I said, he keeps showing up and he keeps trying to get the attention of the SHW fans. And I will tell you, and Diana, you noticed this probably at the last show, as soon as he walked out, there were a good number of fans that immediately were going, faithful, it's kind of catching on. I almost hate to say it, but there are some fans that are trying to take to it a little bit, and who knows?
So they're humoring him, maybe. I don't know, but this could be his first, on the card. Like, we know what's going to happen before it actually gets here, kind of match. But that match with Cyrus was pretty official, and it was ugly, and quick.
Pretty brutal.
So, I mean, but he's feeling comfortable at Southern Honor, obviously, because he keeps coming back.
Here's the other thing, too. And, of course, GB wasn't there at the last show, so he didn't see this firsthand. But you do see it on IWTV if you go back and watch the show. Before he even kind of addressed Rob Killjoy in the ring, he got distracted. And he went to a guy in the crowd, Cody Fluffman, if you will, who has never actually appeared in the ring in a match at SHW. We've seen him at a lot of the shows. He'll be backstage, hanging out in the locker room. And I was a little intrigued by that. Like, I wasn't quite sure why he was going and directing his attention at Fluff in the crowd. But then he's like, but I got a match coming up next month with Killjoy. I'm like, dude, you need to focus. Like, Killjoy's, again, like I said, not a pushover. And he's already looking at the guy in the crowd. Now, Fluff, again, we mentioned we're big fans of Fluff here, but he's never appeared in a ring in a match at SHW. And, of course, that's part of the reason Lev was calling him out and kind of giving him a hard time about it. I feel like they were planting some seeds there. I don't know when that might come to fruition.
Oh, I'd love to see that. I would love to see Fluffman get a hold of Alexander Lev. That would be
and that would be great.
Even.
But my point is, old Lev, he needs to focus. He's got a match with Killjoy coming up, He's like talking trash to Hunter James and talking trash to Fluffman, and it's like, you got a match with Killjoy. Focus, Lev. So I don't know, GB. Finish what your thought was, if you can remember.
It's, as you were mentioning, Lev kind of reminds me of the kid who made his way to the high school prom, and somehow connected with the most gorgeous girl in school, and nobody knows how. So now he's bragging to everybody, I got a date with the most gorgeous girl in school, not knowing that it's a charity case or he got lucky that he's there, right? So Lev is just so happy to be on an SHW stage and to finally have a card that he's in a match on the card that he's antagonizing everybody. And it's like, why? Dude, the idea isn't just to get on the card. You got to then win a match.
It's to stay on the card.
Exactly. How many people have come through SHW one and done?
Yeah.
One match, they lose, we never see them again. I think Lev has to be careful because if he gets so caught up in, ooh, look at me, I'm an SHW, I finally made it, I told you, blah, blah, blah. Killjoy is the right person to absolutely wipe the floor with him if he's not careful. Because think about how many other people have been working just to get on this stage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many people have just wanted it and will fully take advantage of it? I don't think Lev
Mm-hmm.
is doing that. And I think that could work out to be a problem for him.
Yeah.
For sure.
I hope he stays focused for his sake, because like Diana said, you got to win to keep coming back. You know what I mean? So we will see. Now, Diana,
I mean, in most cases, that is the case. In most cases, that is the way it works. Now, with him, for some reason, he just keeps coming back.
And that was what I was saying earlier. To his credit, he is very consistent and confident.
Yes.
And so
Persistent
good for him.
somebody he is.
Yeah, but Diana, you did mention, we did see him appear recently in the NWA. And on that note, somebody else from the NWA, one half of the NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions, Kylie Alexa, will be returning. We saw her, I believe it was SHW50, in a very hard-hitting affair against Dream Girl Ellie. Now, she will be back. Now, here's the thing. She'll be taking on Danny Misdemeanor Jordan, okay? And the Mean Girl is coming off of a loss at our last or at an anniversary show a couple of months ago to Kylie Alexa's sister, Kenzie Page, who happens to be the NWA World Women's Champion. Now, if you'll recall, Kenzie using that title belt to her advantage as a weapon and defeating Danny Jordan. Now, Danny looks to get a little bit of payback by going after Kenzie's sister, Kylie Alexa. And she's not going to be happy. She's definitely not happy about losing that title match back at the anniversary. So she'll be coming out guns blazing, I think, against Kylie Alexa. And I'm not sure that Kylie Alexa knows that she's getting this side of Danny Jordan. I hope she's aware because she's in for it. But I will say she had a hard-hitting match with Dream Girl Ellie, and if she brings that fire, then she might be all right here. But this one's going to be good, and I cannot wait to see this match next Friday.
That was one of the best women's matches we've ever had at Southern Honor, no doubt. Dream Girl
two of
Ellie.
them.
Yeah.
Dream Girl Ellie and Kylie Alexa, and then the NWA World Women's Title match.
Yes.
Both of those top contenders for matches of the year. I mean, both of them were great matches.
So back to back, Danny's facing two NWA Women's Champions.
Yeah,
they're sisters. They have a lot of history with Danny. Both of them do. Of course, there's no title on the line because it is a tag team championship that she holds. But this is going to be a fire match, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny's been bringing it. She's been doing her thing since she's been back off her injury. And if Kylie's not ready, she's going to be surprised, and it's going to be ugly. But I really expect this one's going to be hard hitting, and they're going to just both come out guns blazing. Both of them are going to come out with, I don't know, shots fired or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. On this podcast, before Still Here 5, one of the questions that I had was, how would Danny Jordan respond if she did not leave Still Here 5 as the NWA World Women's Champion? It's her home base. It's a world title match. She's virtually unbeatable in SHW, and she lost. Like, that was unthinkable. So this is a real gut check, I think, for Danny Jordan. She hasn't had very many losses here in SHW, and she's definitely not had a loss of this magnitude before. Right. So the question is, will she come back with great confidence, or is her confidence shaken at this point? That's going to be the real question. And if Danny Jordan is the Danny Jordan we've always known, then this is going to be crazy and wild. If she is at all unsure of who she is, it could be a rough night for Danny Jordan.
Yeah.
And in her defense, she was hit in the head with a belt
Yeah.
to lose that title match. So I mean,
Yeah.
had there not been any shenanigans, who knows what would have happened, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely, there were some shenanigans for sure. It was not a clean victory by Kenzie Page, but yeah, I think she's going to come back. I think she's going to be ready to go. She had last month off at SHW, and she's back. She's had some time to really think about it, and so I think she'll be ready. But I know Kylie Alexa is going to be ready as well. So I can't wait.
Stays ready. Stays ready.
What's crazy about this card? There's several matches on here. I mean, we say this every month. All these cards are always stacked, but I mean, we're coming up on our final show of the year, and we've got some potential match of the year contenders on this card on the final show of the year. So I just cannot wait. But we've got a newcomer coming to SHW. That would be Hunter Drake. Now, I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with Hunter Drake. I do know that he has been making waves over in New South for quite some time. I myself am not super familiar with him, but I know a lot of people we know are familiar, and they've been telling me, keep an eye out. This guy is going to really show you something. But he's taking on Hunter James, Hollywood Hunter James, who, had a great match against Killjoy, ended up coming out on top against Rob Killjoy. Seems to have his focus on Chip Day and that Jake the Snake Legacy Championship. But it seems like Jake and the powers that be at SHW are going to make him go through the paces here. They're not just going to hand him a title shot. And so we had a great match and a great victory over Rob. Well, I say great match. There were some shenanigans at play with Tristan Michaels, his manager, Hunter James's manager, in the last match. But he'll be facing Hunter Drake, the battle of the two hunters here. And got to wonder if Tristan James or Tristan Michaels will be in attendance once again, and will he come into play once again in favor of Hunter James? We shall see. But again, are you guys at all familiar with Hunter Drake? And what are we expecting in this matchup?
GB.
No.
Are you?
Here's what's interesting to me about this.
You know everybody.
Oh, well, I try. But the interesting thing, I laugh because recently on AEW, there was Christian was having this conversation with Adam Copeland, and he wasn't coming out, and the crowd starts screaming Adam, right? And we've got this whole thing where you've got Copeland, Page, Cole, which Adam is showing up, right? So it's the battle of the hunters. Which hunter is showing up? And you've got to think part of the challenge of coming into a place like SHW for the first time is when you're battling someone who is gaining momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter James, honestly, is still riding the momentum of the award show at the top of the year when he won for Male Performer of the Year. That was kind of his coming out party where the world started seeing, whoa, who is this kid? We've been hearing a whole lot about him. And then he came into SHW, and all year long, he just kind of dipped his foot into the pool and things like that. And then he jumped full in. And now I think he's a real problem that we have to pay attention to. So I think as these two guys battle for, I won't say the right to be called Hunter. I'm sure they'll both be called Hunter when it's over. But what I am sure of is this. If Hunter Drake walks out of here with a victory, it's going to be a big way for him to end the year and start a potential tenure here at SHW. I think Hunter James is going to do everything he can to ensure that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, who will walk out next Friday as the superior hunter? We will find out December 8th, the Action Building. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. And yeah, what a way to make a debut, to come in here and to knock off somebody like Hunter James. That would be huge for Hunter Drake if he can do that. So we shall see. But
we shall see.
Something else, returning to the Action Building for the first time in many, many months, a couple of years even, the Petty Party Rules match makes its way back into SHW. Ashton Starr is bringing it, and I believe the last one was against Very Morales, and I don't remember the number of the show that it was on, but it was a couple of years ago, and that, if you recall, was an insane match. It's basically a no-holds-barred match. Anything goes. If you'll recall, Susie got involved and smacked Ashton with a Twisted Tea, full Twisted Tea right in the head. And yeah, Yeah, we didn't see Tax, but we saw Legos, a bunch of Legos. There might have been I don't remember. There's all kinds of stuff, but
I remember the Legos because they were
yeah,
everywhere.
it was a wild match. But Ashton Starr is bringing it back, and why would he be bringing back this match, a match of this magnitude? Well, it's because he's taking on Movie Mike. This feud between Movie Mike seems like it just will not end. I mean, GB, you're going to be at a show this coming Saturday where Movie Mike will be representing North Carolina and Ashton Starr will be on a team representing Georgia, and those two teams will be battling. So this hasn't been just a feud here in Georgia. I mean, this has been a feud all over the Southeast. And again, like I said, making its way to North Carolina this weekend, coming back to SHW next Friday. And I feel like it's Ashton's way of saying, you know what? I want this to be over once and for all. And so I'm going to bring back this match of this magnitude, the Petty Party Rules match, and just try to put Movie Mike away for good. However, then you have somebody the confidence of Movie Mike, who even though he lost at our anniversary show against Ashton, you know, he's not done. This isn't done. That wasn't it. That's not going to be the last you're going to see of Movie Mike. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. I can't wait just for the fact that it's a Petty Party Rules match, first of all, because we just remember how fun and wild and crazy it was the last time it showed up in the Action Building. So how are you guys feeling about this one?
I remember a few weeks ago, I was asking, are we done with Movie Mike and Ashton Starr? Is this over? Is it done? I mean, are we getting a prequel, sequel, whatever? What are we getting? Because something just didn't feel like it was quite over.
Yeah.
But again, with this Petty Party Rules match, if you remember, how many times did he change the rules in the middle of the match? Do you remember he was, was he pinned by Barry or something and he was like, no, this is not a 3-count match. You can't pin me. You have to do this. Or
That's right.
He would change the rules. So who knows what this is going to be? Who knows what kind of party we're going to have? So just be ready for anything, I say. Anything.
Yeah. I'm, it's interesting because Movie Mike, this whole Movie Mike thing is so wild to me.
Weird.
Because I'm not fully convinced that Movie Mike is interested in a win in the ways that we define a win. We define a win as a pinfall, a submission, getting your hand raised. For him, a win is being anywhere close to Ashton. Right. So now, if he gets Ashton's kind of match with Ashton's kind of rules, he'll do anything. The strange part is, I actually think Movie Mike could have a shot here because the rules aren't the same. The rules are different. And because the rules are different, who knows what he'll do? So we will see. One more time.
But that's the thing. It's Petty Party Rules. It's not like Mike can just do whatever he wants. It's going to have to be Ashton's rules.
It could be. Rules. You're right. It could
be anything.
It could be he does something, and then Ashton goes, "Now wait a second."
It could be like there's a Petty Party rule where you have to be strapped to the post and they beat the crap out of you for 30 minutes. We don't know what the rules are because
it's basically Ashton's rules. Now, do you remember back in the day, back in WCW, the late 90s, it was during the Monday Night Wars, Raven's flock. Anytime Raven had a match, it was Raven's rules. And which basically consisted of just a hardcore rules match, but it was Raven's rules. He came up with these rules, and so to the same effect here, Ashton's coming up with the rules. And to your point, Diana, which we had kind of passed over when they started talking about this matchup, back at that first Petty Party Rules match, Ashton was making up rules on the fly, and so to your point, he could very well do that again,
changing the game, changing the type of match it was. But I mean, it's who knows?
Yeah,
it's almost if he does not win this match, why?
Yeah, exactly.
Or how do you not? Yeah.
And then what comes? GB talked about earlier about when Danny lost that NWA World Women's Title match at the anniversary. If she lost, what would she do then? And I'm wondering if Movie Mike loses this, what does he do then? I mean, does he keep stalking or harassing Ashton? Is he finally going to call it quits once and for all?
Start making B movies?
Because I know, because I know Ashton's over it. Ashton was over it from the get-go. And anyways, we'll see. But all I know is Petty Party rules. It's going to be awesome. It was awesome last time it was here a couple of years ago, and so I can't wait for that one. Another thing I cannot wait for.
Come on.
The
Come on with it.
return of 2 SHW originals.
Yes.
I'm talking about the infantry coming home, and I cannot wait.
home.
Sean Dean, the captain, and of course, Bad News and Tattoos, Carly Bravo. They made the announcement during our last show. Of course, if you recall, Exotic Youth were the first team eliminated in that 5 tag team gauntlet. And after the match was over, they came out to the ring. They were pitching a fit. They were complaining to Jake the Snake and anybody in the office that would listen as to why they had to be in the match first, and it was unfair. And there's a conspiracy at SHW against Exotic Youth. They've been saying that ever since they've been in SHW. They think there's a conspiracy. And you know what? I don't know that it's a conspiracy. It's just the fact that I don't know many people that like them. It just is what it is. And if they feel like they get the short end of the stick, so be it.
They've come to Canton. They've made their way into Southern Honor as like part of Southern Honor, but yet before that ever happened, they papered Canton with their faces. And
we heard Zach Mosley mention that on the mic last month.
Yeah.
And that was a couple years ago.
Really rubbing the Godfather of Canton's skin wrong. He was all over Gary. You don't do that in Canton. Sorry. Yeah. Like him, love him, hate him, whatever. You just don't mess with Gary in Canton, Georgia, and expect to have friends. Apparently.
So why they were out there griping and complaining and woe is me? There's a conspiracy. Right. The greatest part of the night happened, in my opinion. All of a sudden, we get this video message up on the big screens. It's the infantry. They've already talked to Jake the Snake. They're actually coworkers with Jake the Snake over in AEW. And so they said, we talked to our coworker, Jake the Snake. He's already made it official. It's going to be the infantry returning home on December 8th, SHW57, to take on Exotic Youth. Now, here's what I'm wondering, and I wonder this every time Exotic Youth are involved in a match. Which 2 will it actually be? Last month it was, we ended up having Bryce unfortunately join myself and AC Mack on commentary, and so it was Pepper Bottom and Mosley involved in the gauntlet match. Of course, Bryce did get sort of involved from the ring apron a couple of times, but if you recall back to the anniversary show, it was supposed to be a triple threat tag team match, and I still never got any answers as to why all 3 members of Exotic Youth got to be in that match. You saw how frustrated All-Star Special was with that, because the referee just seemed to have lost control. Anyways, neither here nor there. That's old news, but it still bugs me a little bit. Anyways.
Right.
So my question is, which 2 will it be in this match? Will it be Pepper Bottom and Mosley? Will it be Pepper Bottom and Bryce? Will it be Bryce and Mosley? We do not know. Could they do the Freebird or the New Day rule? Will it just be all 3? We don't know. So who knows? But I'm excited to see.
Wouldn't it be cool though that if the infantry brought their 3rd member?
If Trisha Dora shows up, then I'm all for it. Let's make it a 6-person tag match. Let's do it.
Man,
that would be awesome. But I am super excited to see the return of Carly and the captain, Sean Dean. So it's going to be awesome. GB, I know you weren't there.
There might be cakes. Wait a minute. There might be community cakes. It's Carly's birthday coming.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't even get me started on that.
The infamous community cakes.
but GB, you didn't get to be in the building for the big announcement, for the video announcement, but obviously you saw it on social media after the fact. I mean, how cool was that, and how excited are you for this big tag team match?
I am super excited for this. One of the great moments that we had this year was the moment of watching Carly get the call, and get signed there to Ring of Honor. And just what an amazing moment that was. And so to see him come home in this whole infantry moment is incredible. We've had a chance to cheer him on for, something of the last, 5 months or so while he has been away. And the thing that I don't know that Exotic Youth is prepared for is when you go into those kinds of circles like the infantry has been in, and you face the caliber of opponents on the level, being on national television every week, there are a lot of things that you gain from that. A lot of experience, just the people that they have to access in the back. some of the legends that are there on a regular basis. So they bring all of that knowledge and experience into this match, which means that this is a completely different playing field than what Exotic Youth is used to. And, you know, given, of course, the military background of the infantry and all the things, I think Exotic Youth could have a very tough night ahead of them. You know, the infantry has always been hungry. They've always been looking for big wins. And I think this would be an incredible opportunity for the infantry to really right some wrongs, because Exotic Youth has been giving all things SHW a hard time. So this will be a good one.
Wah.
I can't wait.
I heard that Exotic Youth was upset that they were featured on the Thanksgiving poster from SHW.
Oh, really? That's too bad.
I mean, turkey does. It is what it is.
That is just too bad. Yeah, Diana, he actually, Bryce Cannon of Exotic Youth, called you and I out specifically for posting that graphic. He wasn't sure. He wasn't sure if it was Jake. He wasn't sure if it was Damien the Snake. He wasn't sure if it was the infantry, and he wasn't sure if it was me or you. And I just, who cares? I don't care. I'm glad it got under their skin. Good.
It is rare to find.
They get under our skin. I mean, they get under our skin constantly. So big deal. I cannot wait. Just like when Cyrus was going to be taking on Exotic Youth, and I was so excited for that one. Once again, I'm so excited for this one. I remember, and I think I even left the clip at the beginning of the show, like in the show open, when Sean and Carly took Bryce Cannon to boot camp, and they did that double stomp on Bryce. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's in the show open. That's one of my favorite clips ever. And so I hopefully we get a replay of that on all three of Exotic Youth. So we shall see. But
you know what? That's what we need to do. Come next anniversary of whatever, or just anything. We should just have the best of hits of the Exotic Youth, and I'm talking about taking hits, not making hits.
Yeah, the greatest hits and misses.
Yeah, that would be
hilarious.
That's not a bad idea. I'll have to go back in the archives and kind of find my favorite.
They want their attention. They want their flowers. Let's give them to them.
Find our favorite moments when they just took a beating, and put a compilation together. That's a really good idea. GB's like, I'm out. I'm staying out of this.
Oh boy.
But Diana, you and I, we can come up with some good stuff. I like this. I like this idea. Huh. Anyways, you got me really thinking.
And everything.
You got me thinking.
It's a new entrance video.
And that's our whole open could be nothing but.
Oh my gosh.
I'm feeling good about this. This is a good one.
Boy.
TV's going, I'm staying out. I'm staying out of it.
But he's all smiles.
Oh man, this is gonna be something.
That is going to bring us to another huge main event. Oh my goodness. Joe Black getting a shot at the title that he never lost. The title that he had to relinquish back in, when was it? December of 2020?
2020, yes.
Yeah, and he had to relinquish it due to injury. And he's getting a shot at Judias's SHW championship. I'm talking one half of the SHW tag champs, Joe Black, the killer weight, the Black Cloud, call him what you will. But he's the number one contender to the big title, to Judias's belt. And I cannot wait to see this matchup. It's been brewing for the last couple of months. You know, last month, Judias and his in-game brethren, Nick Halen, had an opportunity at the tag team titles, and he had a chance to walk out of the last show as a double champ. Well, now they were unsuccessful, and Joe actually ended up defending those titles on his own after Murder One was taken out due to injury before the match started, and somehow pulled it off. I mean, just an incredible showing by Joe Black. And I would, some people were talking about how shocked they were. Honestly, when you think about it, it's Joe Black. I'm really not that surprised, Of course he would be able to pull that off, a seemingly impossible feat. Of course, Joe Black can do it. And he did it. And of course, Gary Lamb came right out and said, you know what? It was so impressive. In fact, I'm going to give Joe a shot at Judias's belt next month. And so here we go. Next Friday, SHW57. Now Joe Black has the opportunity to walk out of the action building as a double champ. And I got to be honest, I hope I hope we see it. I hope
I
we
mean,
see it. I
that'd be
can't wait to
awesome.
see it. It'll be the first time, GB, that anybody in Southern Honor will hold 2 belts at one time. So
Right.
I'm excited, man. This is gonna be a hard-hitting affair, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be awesome.
I don't know if there's any stipulations as far as people having to be banned or whatever, if it's just going to be free for all. But we've talked about how hierarchy are deep in members,
Yeah.
as in game is deep in members. I'm wondering if there's going to be some kind of,
Like
keeping
a
people at
faction
bay
war or
type thing.
something. Yeah. So
Yeah.
who knows?
That would be crazy. But in this singles match, I'm missing the promos from Joe Black. I want a promo from Joe Black. He is stepping back into that singles competition for this title. It's a huge title. It's very possible he could be a double champ. And I need a Rev to speak. You know what I'm saying? I need him to speak. I want to hear what he has to say, what's on his heart, because I feel like I just got chills thinking about it. Just thinking about what he could say, because I mean, y'all know, Joe does a promo. It's gold. I mean, it is gold from start to finish. And I just, maybe I should just text him right quick and say, hey man, I need to hear a word. From the speak to the people, But yeah, I'm excited about this one. I'm really, really rooting for Joe on this one, big time.
Yeah.
End game needs to come to an end.
Absolutely. It has been, as of today, 1,085 days since Joe Black relinquished the SHW championship.
Wow.
That's a long time.
That is a very long time. And he's gone through a lot of changes. And he has been up front and kind of told us over time that we may be closer to the end of Joe Black's career than we are to the beginning. So there's no time like the present for someone who has such high regards for SHW, and someone who SHW and the SHW faithful has such high regards for. Joe Black is that guy. And it feels like over time, when he's gotten shots at the championship, there's always been something going on. Either he's been distracted by other things, he hasn't been his best self, there's been other things that have been going on, other people have cheated him out of things. I think hopefully this could be that opportunity. He's walked into a lot of matches by himself. He's not by himself anymore. No. He doesn't have to worry about people he can't trust. As a former group he was a part of. He knows that who's by his side right now are the people who have been by his side since day one, the hierarchy. I would also dare to say that nobody in the hierarchy is jealous of Joe Black, which is very different than, again, some of the other spaces he's been in. So there's not going to be anybody saying, no, Joe, I don't want you to be champion because I should be champion. No, they totally believe in Joe Black. So I think this is the strongest version of Joe Black. I mean, even stronger than the version that won the SHW championship because he did it on a broken wheel.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I think so many of us are so pro Joe Black right now, and rightfully so. The problem is Judas is a major problem.
No doubt.
Warren, I just recently saw somewhere that he just won his third singles championship simultaneously.
Yeah.
This man is literally running Georgia wrestling right now, which is frightening because I don't know who can really beat him except for Joe Black. We've had a lot of people try, but when that title gets on the line for Judas, he's already dangerous, but he really becomes a different cat who's willing to do anything. So what a main event to end 2023 for SHW. Anything can happen with this one. And I'm just glad I'll be in the house with all of you to witness it and call it, because December is always a funny month when it comes to the SHW championship. We've seen that title change hands, I think, and I'll go back and double check the numbers, but it certainly feels like it's happened more in December than maybe any other month in the year.
At least what, three times?
At least 3 times.
Maybe 4.
At
Yeah,
least three times I can call.
Because there were 2 times where it got relinquished, and there was a time with your first show.
Yeah, my first show, 2019.
Yeah.
2020, we crowned a new champion in David Ali. And I need to remember what happened in 21 or 22, but it felt like it happened again.
Well, because then Cruel had to relinquish. And we had the same situation as when Joe had to relinquish. Yeah.
So 3 different times, and we've only had, this will only be the 5th December.
Yeah.
So this seems like history could be on the side of Joe Black.
Man,
and I'd like to see it happen. I know we're supposed to be impartial, but
hey, and we're excited that you're going to be there in person too, GB.
Yeah,
we missed you last month.
So excited. I'm
so
excited.
Shout out to AC once again for filling in and doing a great job.
Yep.
Incredible job.
Absolutely.
Incredible job.
Yeah, tip of the cap to AC, but we definitely missed our GB faux show.
We'll be back. No doubt about it.
Cannot wait. And we cannot wait to see all of you there at the Action Building next week, 261 Marietta Road, Canton, Georgia, next Friday, December 8th, SHW 57. It's going to be incredible. Every month is incredible, but this is the final show of the year. We're going to usher in the holidays, and we're going to kick 2023 out and get ready to kick off 2024. So we're going to end 23 with a bang, and we cannot wait. We hope you guys will join us, and we will be bringing you this show as the pre-show next week from 7 to 7:30. So join us live on Facebook when we bring you that show. And just come on out and join us at the Action Building. Let's pack out the place for our final show of 2023. It's going to be...
And another reason you can have some community cakes, because it's the last show of the year. It's
maybe
Christmas.
It'll be like the little Christmas tree, Little Debbie's or something.
Yeah,
those
those
things
are
are
always
good.
a hit. I don't know why they're good. I don't know why. They taste just the same as the hearts at Valentine's. And
yeah. They taste like all the other Little Debbie's, but it's the Christmas trees.
It's just the Christmas thing.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You got little sprinkles on them. Oh.
yeah.
Woo. Woo. I'm getting the vapors. Oh, Lord. All right. Yo, we got better get out of here before I get too hungry. I know Diana's got pizza waiting on her, and I need to go eat. But anyways, you guys, GB, it's great to see you, man.
Yes.
Diana, always great to see you as well.
Always.
Love you guys. Cannot wait to see everybody joining us next Friday, SHW57. But until then, this has been
SHW.
This is our wrestling.
Oh, go Dogs. See you next weekend.